Why we still need heroes. Since it is so likely that children will meet cruel enemies, let them at least have heard of brave knights and heroic courage. C.S. Lewis. Civilization has always been a fragile light. It flickers in the wind of human weakness, held aloft by those who refuse to let it go out. We often imagine the world is safer now, more advanced, more civilized. But the same darkness that once haunted the forests of Beowulf's age still prowls the edges of our own. The difference is that we've forgotten how to speak of it. Lewis understood that the world is not gentle, and that pretending it is does not make it so. The world is harsh. It always has been. Evil is real. Hardship is real. And if we would have children who can stand in that world with clear eyes and steady hearts, then they must first be nourished by stories of those who stood before them. Fairy tales and myths do not make children believe in monsters. They teach them that monsters can be defeated. A story like Beowulf doesn't promise safety, it promises meaning. It reminds us that though the night is full of teeth, courage is still possible, and that even one man's defiance against the dark can light a fire that endures for centuries. Tyr, who placed his hand in the wolf's jaws for the sake of order. Beowulf, who faced the abyss knowing it would claim him. Sigurd, who slew the dragon but was undone by betrayal. These are not tales of comfort. They are blueprints for resilience. Without them, we raise generations fluent in cynicism but illiterate in courage. The things that destroy America are prosperity at any price, peace at any price, safety first instead of duty first, the love of soft living, and the get-rich-quick theory of life. Theodore Roosevelt. Roosevelt knew what every civilization eventually forgets. Comfort corrodes. When we stop celebrating duty, we stop producing those who will carry it. When we mock heroism as naive, we leave the gates unguarded. He also warned, there are no good men among the barbarians. Civilization rests on the shoulders of those willing to defend it. And so it always has. From Thermopylae to the shield wall of the north, civilization stands not on convenience, but on character. Every age faces its own barbarians, some at the gate, others within our hearts. And without men and women of conviction, the light falters. The old stories give us more than entertainment. They give us form. They shape the imagination toward virtue. In Tyr's sacrifice, we see the price of keeping oaths. In Beowulf's courage, the acceptance that death does not erase meaning. In Athena's wisdom and Sigurd's resolve, the eternal tension between strategy and strength. And in all of them, we see the same pattern. The hero steps forward when others step back. He does not do so because he is certain of victory, but because he believes something must be preserved, even at the cost of himself. This is not fantasy. It is the moral architecture of civilization. When we stop telling these tales, we stop training the soul to endure. Every myth ends the same way. Darkness falls, and light returns. That pattern, the death and rebirth of the hero, of the world, of meaning itself, is not escapism. It is endurance ritualized. It is civilization whispering to itself, hold fast. Lewis once said that myths carry splinters of the true light. And he was right. They are not lies, but long memories of the courage humanity has always needed to survive the night. We tell of Beowulf so that we remember how to face Grendel again, whether he comes in the form of tyranny, despair, or apathy. We remember Tyr so that when duty calls for sacrifice, we recognize it as sacred. We recall Athena's calm wisdom so that we do not mistake rage for strength. These are not old gods and dead heroes. They are the vocabulary of civilization's moral grammar. We tell these stories not to escape reality, but to remember how to face it. Each generation must learn again that the world is not safe, and that this is not cause for fear, but for purpose. If the myths die, so does the imagination of virtue. If the heroes fade, so does the will to resist the darkness. So we must tell them again, around the fire, in the classroom, in books and film and song. We must tell our children that there will be cruel enemies, and that somewhere within them is the courage to stand. Civilization is a story told and retold. As long as we keep telling it, as long as we remember the heroes, the barbarians will never truly win.